Good afternoon, come on in. The Mobile Museum of Tolerance is a branch of the Museum of Tolerance in Los Angeles, which is the educational hub of the Simon Wiesenthal Center. And we just work to carry out the Simon Wiesenthal Center's mission of providing really quality anti-discrimination, anti-prejudice education work.
Last November, the Mobile Museum of Tolerance held an open house in which I had the opportunity to attend. After experiencing it, I worked with building principals and teachers to bring this engaging experience to our students in Williamsville.
Can anybody give me an example, a definition? What do you think of when you hear that word tolerance? Yeah, what's your definition?
It's to be able to peacefully coexist with those around you.
Okay, I like that. Peacefully coexist with those around us, right? This is all centered around student conversation, around their thoughts. I'm not really teaching history lessons, I'm trying to teach lessons from history. Now that we know what has happened in the past, how do we turn that into action today? And students will brainstorm that and come up with action steps before they leave.
To be able to have an experience outside of the classroom, students, I think, really felt valued and heard, and they were able to really dig into their own identities and sort of explain, what's important to them in their own lives and how it ties in with tolerance and acceptance.
When a company's values don't match ours, we don't support that company. What's the most famous example of a boycott you can think of?
Like the buses with like Rosa Parks.
Yeah, Rosa Parks and the Montgomery bus boycott, right? And it worked, right? The buses were desegregated.
This resource has helped equip our students with the knowledge and awareness needed to foster a more respectful and inclusive school environment. The museum's program directly aligns with our district's commitment to character education, social emotional learning, and diversity, equity, and inclusion. As a school community, the museum has helped to enhance our curriculum and equip our students with tools necessary to be informed and engaged citizens.
Even today in the classroom, I had them call back to the experience of talking about upstanders versus bystanders, and we were talking about Rosa Parks and how there were people on that bus. Maybe they didn't agree with what was happening to her, but were they upstanders or were they bystanders? And they made that connection of like, we understand that, we had that conversation already, and they were able to make those connections about what it's like to be a bystander and how we can turn that into becoming an upstander.
How do we make sure we are treating people equally? What do you think? Yeah.
Well, like being nice and not like putting other people down just to be there.
The hope is that they understand tolerance is only step one. Right? Tolerance is not the end-all be-all of how we treat each other, but it's a really good place to start, right? Just by being able to say, we disagree on this, we don't see eye to eye on this, that doesn't mean we have to hate each other, that doesn't mean we have to fight with each other, we can still just share the same space together, right? We can still be polite and kind and respectful to each other, and once we practice tolerance enough, then we can start to accept each other, understand each other, become friends, support each other, right? So the goal is that tolerance is step one, and it's on students now to take it beyond that.